Greetings, RC model geeks, and here we are in the shed yet again for part 2 of the Hobbyking stroke DW hobby Eindecker build. And Matey over the road has decided to get his saw out and start sawing stuff. So we're going to build the fuselage today. Yeah, so we're going to build the fuselage today, and I've got to say the quality of this kit so far is shit hot. The laser cutting is spot on. It's very nice, and they're actually using some balsa in the kit. No, normally DW seem to use ply for their fuselage sides and stuff like that. This one is actually balsa, so she should turn out a little bit lighter, which is always good. There is a big smattering of ply as well for formers and stuff. But the main fuselage sides are actually balsa, which is good. So I'm going to get some of these bits out. Mainly those formers there. That's where we've got to start. We've got to build that front box first of all. And then get all the other formers there. And as you can see, the arrow goes down. And we have to join all those formers together. So that's what I'm going to get on with. Back with you when I've got some progress. And hopefully he's stopped cutting wood over the road. Back soon. Right. Many hours have passed. If you've got these instructions and you've got this plane, just ignore the instructions, because they are completely and utterly wrong. There's no way you can build this plane following their methodology. Doesn't work. And if you did manage it, you're going to be flying a banana. It's pretty dire. It's taken all morning to work out what bits go where and how to do it the correct way. But I've sussed it, and so, yes, I'm going to let you in on how to do it. So, first things first, when you're building the fuselage, there's a couple of bits you've got to put in before you start assembly. And that is these nutserts. And there's 4 in this former, which is B8. And there's 2 more here on a bracket. There and there. Got to get those done. Now, the nutserts on B8 are there for the undercarriage. It's a sprung undercarriage. And here is the mechanism. I've just put it together so you can see how it works. One of the undercarriage legs attaches here. The other one will attach on the other side here. And as you can see, up and down, spring, spring, spring. You also, of course, when you put these nutserts in there, there are some little ply washers that need to go in as doublers. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. They need gluing in as well. Once you've done all that prep, oh, and C10. If you can't work out where C10 goes, you'll see it goes on this little ply doubler here. It goes here and here. This is actually a strengthener for the slots where part of the undercarriage goes. You can see there's a slot there and a slot there. That is for undercarriage mounting. So anyway, once you've done all those bits, you can basically assemble the centre section of the fuselage. That is the first critical thing to do. None of this crap here. that just doesn't work. It's impossible. What you have to do is build the centre section. So I'll dry assemble all the centre section so you can see how it goes. So this is the basic centre section of the aircraft. And this is what you need to put together first before you attempt anything else, because you need the nice solid square centre section that you can build everything else off of. So in here, these two mounting plates, there and there, they're for holding the wing on. You've got two cutouts here for the servos, here and here. And then we've got those front mountings for the spring and the undercarriage down there and there. And that is the basic box. So once you've got that all clipped together, you can glue it. And I'm going to basically super glue this all together now. Anything that needs strength I've epoxied, like these plates, and everything else I'm just going to super glue for now, and then I'm going to be backing it up with wood glue afterwards. But I just want to get this all tacked together now, so we've got a nice solid box that we continue building from. Okay, the Chinese puzzle is slowly coming together. So this is the main central box section, all glued up and ready to go. Now while I'm on this bit, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do the mounting holes for the two servos, the elevator and the rudder servo here. So we'll get the holes drilled for mounting those, and also underneath here we'll put a little bit of a ply doubler for the screws that the servos are going to screw into, because this ply is never thick enough for taking the screws properly. So a little doubler just aids in it all holding together. So I'm going to get on with that. So we're getting there slowly. I've drilled the holes for the two servos, and if you flip it over, you can see I've got some strengthening strips there and there for the servo screws. So that is the basics of it. So the next thing we're going to look at, I think, is the sides of the fuselage. And we'll see what we can do with those. Right, so I've just quickly pushed the sides onto that centre box. As you can see, all the way down there, that is the basic fuselage. And I've just dropped in some of the formers just to see what's going on. And the next thing we've got to do to make this thing is we've got 4 longerons that go all the way down the fuselage. Okay, and that's got to be glued in. So I just assembled the whole thing so I can get an idea of where these longerons are going to go. So I've just marked where it starts up here, and I've just drawn a couple of alignment lines. I don't know if the camera will focus on those, probably not, but they're somewhere there. So what I'm going to do now is take the side off and glue that longeron onto the side. Okay, and of course it's got to be flush with these cutouts, because the top basically goes into these cutouts. So it should be a fairly simple job to glue the longeron on. So let's see how that goes. Okay, things are starting to fall in place. One longeron glued in down there. So I'm just going to do the other one now, and I've marked that off the same where it needs to line up. So I'm going to get that glued in now. Right, there it is. Both longerons glued in on that side of the fuselage. And it's really simple to do. You know, I'm just starting at one end, bit of super glue, tack it, and I work my way along. Just tacking with super glue all the way along. And as I do it, I'm just lining up that surface of the longeron with the surface of that slot. And just work my way along, and it's done. So I can put that one to one side, and I've just got to do the same to that one there now. So it shouldn't take long at all. So the second side longerons are glued on. So now I think we can dry fit the two sides to that assembly, and maybe slot in all of the formers down the fuselage and see what it looks like. So I'm going to give that a go and come back to you. Okay, and 2 minutes later the fuselage has basically taken shape just by slotting in those formers. They're not glued, all I've done is just push them in, but because we've got those longerons in there, it holds everything together quite nicely. It's a perfect fit, and it looks actually quite nice. I'm not going to glue this yet. I think I'm going to put another side. I might put the underneath on just to see how that slots together. It's always good to trial fit everything, make sure there's no gotchas. So I'm going to clip a bit more onto this and see how it goes. Okay. Not a drop of glue has touched this fuselage since that last shot, and I've managed to just slot everything together, and it's all holding together quite nicely. So nice dry fit. It's looking quite good. The top and bottoms are on, and all the formers are down there. A few bits at the front there just slotted in for trial fit. You know, it's a bloody good kit. DW Hobby have really got their act together, but it's let down by really poor instructions. Apart from that, it goes together brilliantly, you know, and the quality is pretty good as well. All they need to do is have some good instructions written, and they'll be laughing. You know, at this price, 72 quid. Look at it. It's bloody awesome. So there you go, that is it for the day. Pete's coming over tomorrow, and we're building his Sky Cruise 2400. So the Eindecker will have to go on the side for the day, but building will resume on this on Monday, and I think we'll pretty much get the fuselage wrapped up. I might get some done tomorrow. It depends how long it takes to do Pete's Sky Cruise. But yeah, it'd be nice to get the fuselage all glued together. I can't see any major gotchas on this fuselage at the moment, so it's looking good. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Pete's Problem Plane Sunday, which is the Sky Cruise 2400. See you all then. Bye. Thank you for watching Captain Rob's RC Model Geeks. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. If you want to see more of the same type of videos, don't forget you can subscribe. If you want to support us, you can use PayPal, paypal.me/RC Model Geeks. If you want to contact us, you can email us rcmodelgeeks@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.